So, Martin Scorsese's new film, Killers of the Flower Moon, has had some major casting updates. The movie is slated to start filming very shortly this year. They might have even started already. And yet the only confirmed cast members for a long time were Robert De Niro and Leonardo DiCaprio. Now Deadline have confirmed that Jessy Plemons has joined the cast. Plemons, who played an FBI agent recently in Judas and the Black Messiah, will again be playing a federal agent in Scorsese's film, as he's been picked to play the lead investigator of the Osage murders, Tom White, in what is likely to be a prominent role. This character was originally the main character in the script. He's the main character in the book, who is sent by the Bureau of Investigations, which would later be known as the FBI, to investigate the disappearances and murders of members of the Oklahoma Native American Osage tribe. In the initial version of the script, he was to be played by Leonardo DiCaprio, but DiCaprio and Scorsese changed their minds, and it appears the script has had a massive overhaul and will essentially be told from the bad guy's point of view, with Robert De Niro playing William Hale, the mastermind of the murders, and DiCaprio playing De Niro's nephew, who is married to an Osage woman called Molly, but is also in on the murders, caught between these two worlds where he loves his wife and children, but at the same time he is complicit in his wife's family members being killed one by one. It makes sense, as Scorsese has said the murder mystery aspect of the story doesn't interest him as much as the mindset and philosophy of mass murder and genocide, as in, what kind of person, what kind of mind does it take to kill people so effortlessly, without remorse, because you simply don't see them as people? So it's likely that DiCaprio is still playing the main character, with De Niro in a strong supporting role, so strong that he might be considered a co-lead. Tom White is still an important character though, very much so, and I imagine he will pop up around maybe a quarter of the way in and be a prominent character in the story, especially towards the end. It was always interesting to see who would be cast in this role. He's a straight arrow, a good man whose compassionate nature contrasts heavily with the nonchalant nature of the local law, and of course the heinous nature of the villains. There were loads of great actors who could have been cast. I was hoping that maybe Scorsese went for someone he's never worked with before, and though Plemons is the last person I imagined playing Tom White, I think he will do great in the role. He has a reputation for playing slightly alarming and sinister characters, not to mention he looks like a product of some kind of breeding experiment done between Matt Damon and Philip Seymour Hoffman. Plemons is a good actor though. I haven't seen too much of his works, but I have noticed him pop up in films like Hostiles, Bridge of Spies, Vice, The Master and Black Mass, and of course he was in Scorsese's last movie, The Irishman, as Chucky O'Brien. It's quite common for Scorsese to use the same bunch of actors for his supporting casts for a handful of years before he ditches them. Like, say, he went through his Ray Winston phase for The Departed and Hugo, his Ben Kingsley phase for Shutter Island and Hugo, his John C. Reilly phase with Gangs of New York and The Aviator, guys from The Wolf of Wall Street and Boardwalk Empire pop up in The Irishman, and it looks like Plemons is the latest actor to become a Scorsese regular for a film or two. The movie has also cast its Molly Burkhart, the Osage wife of Leonardo DiCaprio's Ernest Burkhart, who is being played by Lily Gladstone in what will be her first major Hollywood role, coming off the back of independent pictures like Certain Women and First Cow. Movie fans will be happy to know that she is of Native American heritage. In fact, she actually grew up on a reservation, making her casting authentic, in a time where there are so much discussions and arguments about whether only actors of a certain ethnicity or orientation should play certain characters. These are most likely the four main characters in the film who will have the most amount of screen time, so it looks like the main casting of the film is done. As the weeks go on, we'll learn of new actors being added to the cast here and there. To keep up with the news of the film, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification button, and thanks for watching.